I have an interest in everything. I feel like there's just so much beauty in the world. And yeah, it's just about going out and finding it. But anything other than myself is fascinating. But then even myself is I'm fascinated with psychology, sociology, anthropology, why humans do what they do, but also why animals behave like they behave, and anything organic really. It is just fascinating. If it's something you don't know about, then why wouldn't you want to go and learn more? Is my theory. Yeah.
So is that your first dog?
He's not my first dog. I grew up on a farm and we always had dogs. But yeah, he's probably the most special dog I've had, I think. He's just so weird, and the way he acts is so odd. But I think that's why I love him a little bit more, because he doesn't act like everyone else. So he's a bit like me. He's just living his best life. So this is Dave. And Dave was actually rescued by a Buddhist monk in Canton and was hand-fed. All right. Hi, I'm Sarah Jane Smith and I'm 37 years old. I'm studying MA Visual Journalism here at the University of South Wales and I live in the Rhondda. So yeah, this is the wasp's nest that these guys are building in my garden shed, and I find it absolutely fascinating. The work that they're doing is just amazing, because what they do is they go around and they gather bits of, they'll have taken bits of wood from here, bits of paper from around the place, and then they sort of regurgitate it and they create, so you can see this little one here is creating the outside structure, and then inside you've got the queen who's laying all the little eggs in the little what are they called? Yeah, basically the queen is in the middle and making all the babies. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. I grew up on a farm in a very rural area in the middle of Wales. And I couldn't wait to get out of there. I wanted to see the bright lights of the city. So at 16, I moved out of home and I moved to Haverfordwest, which for me was just amazing. It was this huge place, even though it's a real small town. To me, Haverfordwest was just a way out of rural living and a chance to make something of myself. Falling pregnant at such a young age has really determined my journey, my course. It changed everything. And all of a sudden my focus was completely on this small child. And so all my decisions from that point were based around my child. And that included what university I went to at that point. And what course I chose to kind of fit in really with my child and being able to look after them as a single parent. So one of the things that I really enjoy doing is going to some of the local beaches like Llantwit Major and going fossil hunting. So this is the most recent one that I found. But you can also find like ammonites I should say. And this one's a leaf. And yeah, I really enjoy just going down and finding. I see them as treasures like this. I love the feel of it. I love looking at it. And yeah, it's just amazing the things that you can find at Llantwit Major Beach. Me and my child, it's like, it's us against the world. We have this incredible bond and we're very close, and they are my family. I might not have other people. I might not have a mum and a dad, but I have my child, and we are family, and we are stronger than a lot of families out there. I look back now to when I was studying my undergraduate degree, and I ask myself, how did I do it? Because I was not only a single parent, but I was working in the student union behind the bar. I was also playing rugby. I was studying. I was a beaver leader as well, a beaver scout leader. And I just kept going and kept doing everything that I possibly could, despite many of my peers being the types to maybe not get up early in the morning, not get to their 9 o'clock lectures on time, maybe staying up late and drinking, whereas I was there really working hard and just doing the best that I could. And so it felt like I was in a slightly different world to everyone else my age. I didn't feel like I fit in necessarily, because I was thinking about, making packed lunches and having to worry about running a house by myself and a car and getting my child to school on time, whereas there were other students my age who couldn't even make it to lectures on time. So a lot of the time it did feel like I was in a completely different world.
Shwmai a chroeso, hello and welcome. My name is Sarah Jane Smith, and today I'm at Llantwit Major's Food and Drink Festival.
Yeah, considering I'm really not that great with technology, the fact that it's got so many views is quite impressive. And I am proud of myself for putting myself out there, especially when it's something that I've just never done before. You've got to have some kind of additional need for the council to house you. Although lots of families join a waiting list and then have to wait around 5 to 10 years before being offered a house. I suppose I was lucky in some ways that me and Jay were homeless, but because of my health needs, my additional health needs, then we were given this house with the assured tenancy, so we can stay living here for the rest of our lives as long as we keep paying the rent. And it's made a huge difference to my mental health, because I've been homeless a total of 3 times now. Where I've had private landlords who have just decided to sell their houses, and then trying to find somewhere else to move to has been impossible. There have been times where I've lived somewhere and we've had so many issues with the neighbours that we've had to have police involved, and then again we were technically homeless. And yeah, this house has been fantastic for me. It's been that stability that I've always needed. And I've lived here for 7 years now, which is the longest that I've ever lived anywhere my entire life. I can use this several times a day, and it just releases a steroid powder straight into my lungs, which helps with some of the inflammation that I have going on. But there can be times when it can be quite scary, because the pain from the inflammation can feel a bit like a heart attack. And yeah, it's these are my pills. Yeah.
So what is that? What are those?
So we've got painkillers. We've got, this is for lipids. This is for migraines. This is for diabetes. This is for heart palpitations. This is for blood pressure. This is an antidepressant. This is for pain relief. I think.
So that's another one of my pumps. More pain relief. This is a different kind of pain relief.
In 2015, I started losing some eyesight in my left eye, and it completely threw me. I started having some neurological symptoms as well, and had years of scans and tests and not knowing what was happening, until the point where I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. It's a condition that affects different organs. Sometimes it can be my lungs, sometimes it can be my heart, sometimes it can be my joints, sometimes it can be my eyes. And that's quite worrying at times. But at the same time, it's almost like it spurred me on to do more. I want to achieve more. I want to see more. I'm not sure what my future holds. Sarcoidosis can be really unpredictable. Just don't know what's around the corner, but I'm putting that to one side and focusing on what I enjoy. And I enjoy learning and I enjoy helping people. And USW has been helping me to achieve these things, and has just given me my life back, I suppose, given me more than just my illness, more than I'm not just sarcoidosis, I'm not just autism, I'm more than that. I'm finding my identity and I'm finding where I fit in this life, regardless of my disabilities.
This one and this one. These are all the ones that I take every day. Oh, and this one as well. These are the ones I take every day, and then these painkillers I take as and when. And then this one is for when I have a migraine starting. Yeah, there's quite a lot. I think I used to feel sorry for myself. I used to ask, why me? And when I believed in God, I would ask, why has God done this to me? Why have I been left like this, struggling so much? Why is my life so hard in comparison to other people my age? And why don't I have people around me who love me and who are caring for me and who want the best from me? And it felt like a lot of the time I had people just wanting to take advantage. But I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like I'm so strong now. I feel like I could take on anyone and anything and I'd still be fine, because I've been through some things that are so bad and they've just been so difficult, that now I just feel like I've got this inner strength that I didn't know that was there, that I can take on the world, and I know I'll be absolutely fine. And I also feel very well equipped to be able to educate Jay and show them the good and bad sides of the world. So I'm not bitter about the things that have happened, but I do want to be able to learn from them and also potentially help other people as well, because I don't want anyone to feel the way that I felt over the years, so lonely, so desperate. There have been many times that I've had to go to food banks. There have been times when I've been up to my knees in a skip outside a shop looking for food. It's really been that bad. But I feel stronger for it now. I like to think I've been through the worst years of my life. And I've come out the other side, and
If you think about it, then everyone's time is ticking. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. We've all got this countdown. The only thing that's inevitable is death. Like, we know life is going to end at some point. So I think we've all got that choice of what do we do with this time? Even though we don't know how much time it is, you've still got a choice over how you spend it. And I am enjoying spending my time. And I think that's more important than making money or, people pleasing or trying to look a certain way or trying to sound a certain way. No, I'm just living my best life at this point and enjoying it as much as I can.
I suppose I want to be happy. That's the main thing. I would really like to make a difference to people's lives. I would really like to help people who have been in similar positions to me, people who feel hopeless and undervalued and like they don't have a voice, people who just haven't had the opportunity to live their best life. I'd love to be able to help them in some way. I'd love to be able to make sure people don't feel like just so alone, so hopeless, and like nobody cares. And everyone has a story. And I think those stories need to be told. So I think for me, journalism is the way forwards to be able to tell people's stories, and to be able to give them validation, to give them that voice, to give them that power, if you like, because everybody should feel powerful. Everybody should feel like they can do something. They can make a difference. They can change the world, even if it's just something small. And I'd love to be able to give people hope. I think that's what I really want out of life.
You agree, Ollie?
He says yes. As long as I get treats, yes.